Last night during the Democratic debate in Houston, Beto O'Rourke unapologetically defended his call for a mandatory assault weapons buyback program. And as a result, a right-wing state representative in Texas put out a threat against him. State Representative Briscoe Cain said, quote, "My AR is ready for you, Robert Francis." Robert Francis is Beto O'Rourke's legal name. And that is a threat. That is threatening a Democratic candidate with violence if he follows through with his proposal. Now, for those of you who are wondering what it is that Beto O'Rourke said during the Democratic debate that fired this guy up so much, take a look at this video.
You know, the critics call this confiscation. Are you proposing taking away their guns, and how would this work?
I am, if it's a weapon that was designed to kill people on a battlefield. If the high impact, high velocity round, when it hits your body, shreds everything inside of your body because it was designed to do that so that you would bleed to death on a battlefield and not be able to get up and kill one of our soldiers. When we see that being used against children, and in Odessa, I met the mother of a 15-year-old girl who was shot by an AR-15. And that mother watched her bleed to death over the course of an hour because so many other people were shot by that AR-15 in Odessa and Midland. There weren't enough ambulances to get to them in time. Hell yes, we're gonna take your AR-15, your AK-47. We're not gonna allow it to be used against our fellow Americans anymore.
Now again, Texas State Representative Briscoe Cain responded to that with, "My AR is ready for you, Robert Francis." And so this morning, Twitter decided to take that tweet down because it violates their terms of service. Twitter said the tweet from Texas State Representative Briscoe Cain violated its rules against making violent threats and that it had removed the tweet the next morning. So what do you ladies think about this?
Well, first of all, what is the follow-up to that? Because yes, we know that that's the digital space, but what's happening in real time around making a terroristic threat? Because just to be clear, had that been a person of color, an activist, someone who's associated with an organization such as Black Lives Matter, they would have a field day. The right would eat that up. But because this is someone that feels they're beyond reproach and that they represent someone like the NRA, who, as far as I'm concerned, and San Francisco is, they're a terrorist organization. And so what does that look like in real time? What arrest needs to be made? That's a threat.
Yes. It is a threat, and it's an incitement of violence. And this is not an isolated incident. There have been more and more of these statements by public figures lately, including Meghan McCain talking about a civil war if there are any gun regulations passed by Democrats. I mean,
she's just gonna reach into her yoga pants and pull out a girl bye. These people, I can't even, I'm sorry.
It's just not, I just think that rhetoric matters, and inciting violence like this is unacceptable.
It absolutely does. As I was saying in the break, I'm teaching my students in this Intro to Human Rights class at the beginning of the semester, torture and genocide. And the preconditions for that, guess what, are always rhetoric. And it's always about marginalizing a group of people and making the threat public and not suffering any sort of repercussions beyond deleting a tweet. You know, what was really interesting is that directly after the debates, Trevor Noah said, he commented on Beto O'Rourke saying this and saying, "Whoa, you're not afraid of them coming for you with their AR-15s." And this joke became a reality. Literally, like within minutes. And that shows you just how vile and vicious these folks are, because they are in the scarcity mindset that they think that the white male against a government that is not of their vision, of their choosing, their very narrow vision and choosing, if they are elected, then they think that we're gonna stash up with the guns and kill them all. Which, guess what? It hasn't happened.
Which is kind of what they thought even during the Civil War. Again, it taps into this epigenetic fear that if we don't have some sort of control, they're going to come for us and they're going to overthrow us.
And guess what? There have been government buyback programs in the US since 1974. They've been done on a municipal level, and they've been from Seattle to Baltimore. So this has happened. And I'm just curious why people want AR-15s and AK-47s. But for me, the curiosity also extends to the state on an international level. I'm a big time pacifist. I don't think anybody should have this military grade equipment, including governments.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And it's so interesting that they wouldn't at least open the door for gun reform. Like, so even if you're not making a bold statement such as Beto O'Rourke, they're not even trying to have the conversation, and instead they're scapegoating other causes like video games, and they're this generation doesn't have respect for, I think it was judge
godlessness.
All
this nonsense about all we need is more religion in schools and it'll solve the problem.
And if teacher has had guns, exactly. That's how we stop violence.
On the go, don't worry, we got you covered. You can still listen to TYT at our new podcast network. Find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, or at tyt.com/podcasts.